Okay, so I'm going to give a quick demo of the new Temeda app. So the home screen on the Temeda app is just a quick launch pad to get to all the main components of the Temeda app itself. In the upper left-hand corner, we'll just kind of go through these. You can easily get to your assets. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the truck. So that brings up all the assets in your account. And you can see each asset by the asset name, its current status, and then its current address, and the last time that that device or that vehicle reported into the system. So I can kind of scroll through here and see my various assets. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Dave Sequoia. So what you can do, there's a couple things here. You can see this particular asset's been set up with a driver. So I can see that Dave Summers is driving this car. He's the operator. And I can go into asset detail or further detail about this asset by either really tapping anywhere in here or tapping the arrow. And I can also see a couple of things. It looks like this asset is due for maintenance because I have one maintenance plan that's due or overdue. And then it looks like there's been 6 alerts on this particular asset. So I'm going to go ahead and just click the vehicle, and that will bring us to the asset detail. So this will kind of give you a zoomed in location on the map of where this asset is at. If you want, you can move the map around, zoom in, zoom out. Also in the upper right hand corner up here, this is what switches between map mode and satellite mode. And then another thing you can do is this little tab here will just slide this information down so you get a better view of the map. Okay, a couple things to go over here. So the first tab is just basic information. So this is what you would see on the mobile pop-up in the normal web portal. So we've got last report, date, time, speed, odometer, battery, engine hours, and fuel level. Okay, if I click on the asset tab, I get some more information about this asset. Scroll through here and see all the different data elements there. And then device-specific information for this telematics device. Okay, so on the bottom footer here, we're currently in the details section. If I wanted to go directly to alerts, I could click that there. Or if I wanted to go view the maintenance that's due for this asset, I could select that item or the history trail. I'm going to go into history trail. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So this is the current, it defaults to today. So this is where this vehicle is driven today. This is actually my car. So I drove into work, went back home, and then drove back to work. And you can see by the checkered flag, that's where I stopped. Okay, so if you want to, it defaults to today. If you want to change the date, you can do that here, the little calendar. If I go back to history detail, so these are all the reports that came in on that trip today. And then the history takes you back to the map. Okay, at any time you can get back to the home page by clicking the home icon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let me just go back into assets. I'm going to scroll down to Dave Sequoia. So a couple things here. I mentioned the maintenance and the alerts. You can also get to those right from this asset list page. So if I wanted to look at the maintenance that was due, I'm going to go ahead and tap that wrench. And here you can see I'm due for an oil change. Okay, I'm going to go back. And same thing with the alerts. I can tap the alerts icon there. Oops, let's do fat fingered it. Tap the alerts. Tap the alerts icon and you get the alerts that have occurred on this vehicle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit back. Okay, and then any asset that's been set up with a driver, you'll see those highlighted in blue. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here. I know I've got a driver set up for Dave Sequoia. I'm going to go ahead and click Dave, and you'll see a picture of, that's not Dave, but that's a guy who looks like Dave. And what you can do is you can directly, right here from the Temeda app, you can either call, text, or email this person just by clicking the phone, the message, or the email icon. So if I wanted to call this person, it would actually make the phone call, but I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Okay, real good. So let's go back home, and let's go into the map. So I'll click the map tile. So this gives us an overview on the map of all of our different assets. One thing that's kind of nice, you can see the icons on the map. The assets that have stopped have the red square. Anything that's running will have a green circle, or will have an arrow in the direction that they're moving. And then we have the map slider at the bottom. So you can kind of just scroll through here, and you'll see that assets that are on or running have a little green box next to their name, and anything that's stopped or not running has a red box. And what you can do, so I'll just grab Dave Sequoia here. I can just tap that, and what it's going to do is zoom in on Dave Sequoia, and then from there I can click the icon on the map, and it takes me right back to that asset detail. Okay, I'm going to go back home. Menu. So this will look familiar if you're familiar with the Temeda.com site and your accordion that's on the right-hand side of the Temeda portal. You've got a list of all your different entities, if you will. So your assets, just another way to get to assets. There's all your alerts. You can go into drivers, into maintenance, groups, projects, locations, zones, and your unassigned devices. So I will just pull up one of these as an example. I'll go into locations, and let's pull up the Temeda headquarters. So it just lets you know, it just gives you the view of that location, that geofence on the map. Okay, let's go back home. Alerts, if I wanted to view all the alerts. So these, when you go to alerts from the home menu, you get alerts for the entire company. So this is all the asset alerts that have occurred in the last 24 hours. You can filter by today, yesterday, etc. to change the time frame. And then you can scroll through these alerts, and for example, here's a maintenance due overdue. You can go right to that particular asset. So if I want to view Dave Sequoia, it'll pull up that asset. Okay, we're back on the home menu. Let's go into Pulse. So this is the pulse of your company. You'll see alerts in the last 24 hours. You can see here we have 12, and you can go directly to those alerts. They're categorized by their severity, critical information, and warning. And then your asset utilization in the last 24 hours. So you can see on this customer account, there's 32 assets, and it looks like in the last 7 days, we average around 19 or 20 that are in use on a daily basis. You can see we had a low count of 5 on a Sunday, which makes sense because they're not operating on a Sunday. Okay, go back home. And the last section is maintenance. And this is maintenance for your entire fleet. You can quickly see all the maintenance plans and all the maintenance schedules that are due for your fleet. They're categorized in overdue, due, and not due, and you can see the percentage there. It will give you that progress bar of how far it's due or overdue, and I can easily switch between those by clicking the tabs on the top. Okay, so that was a quick overview of the new Temeda app.